Hello and welcome to this day in history for February 13th. February 13th is the 44th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, with 321 days remaining to the end of the year, unless it's a leap year as 2020 is, and then there are 322 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is Nidifugous. Nidifugous, a word I have never heard before. Probably going to have to work to find a place to use this word, but we'll also talk about its antonym, and that one may be useful. So, nidifugous is an adjective meaning well-developed and able to leave the nest soon after hatching. It comes to us through Latin from words that mean nest and fleeing, ultimately from the Indo-European root sed, to sit, which is also the source of nest, sit, chair, saddle, asses, sediment, soot, cathedral, and tetrahedron. Earliest documented use is 1902. And as promised, the opposite of nidifugous is nidiculous, which means remaining with the parents for a long time after birth. Etymologically speaking, these words apply to birds, but there's no reason you can't use them elsewhere. For example, if your adult child suggests living in your basement, you could simply say, "Don't be nidiculous." I'd like to take a moment to remind you that links to my research are included in the show notes, and to ask you to go ahead and click that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to leave your comments and opinions in the section below, and share this with friends. You can send it through email or on social media. And with that, we're going to start in the year 1542, when Catherine Howard, the fifth wife of Henry VIII of England, was executed for adultery. Mercy, what a bunch of trailer park drama, that Henry VIII. I mean, this is his fifth wife. The thing is, she was a charming, if somewhat immature teenager when he discovered her. She came into the court and caught his eye, and he went ahead and had his fourth marriage annulled so that he could marry her. He was 49, by the way. Way old enough to be her parent and possibly her grandparent, but there you go. Looks like they were married for about a year, and as I said, she was beautiful and charming, if somewhat immature. Everybody loved her. She was a lot of fun to be around, but probably would have been better served to have been with someone closer to her own age and not as queen of the country. Anyway, this was the day that she was executed. A lot of people were executed around that whole thing. Henry VIII, what a guy. On this day in 1571, Italian painter and sculptor Benvenuto Cellini passed away. On February 13, 1633, Galileo arrived in Rome to face charges of heresy for advocating Copernican theory, which held that the earth revolves around the sun. That kind of disagreed with the earth-centric view of the church. This is the birthday of Bess Truman, American wife of Harry S. Truman and 35th First Lady of the United States. On February 13, 1905, President Teddy Roosevelt delivered a stirring speech to the New York City Republican Club. He had just won re-election, and in this speech he discussed the country's current state of race relations and his plan for improving them. The American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers, more commonly known by its acronym ASCAP, was founded on February 13, 1915. One of their main goals was to assure that music creators would be fairly compensated for the public performance of their works and that their rights would be properly protected. The League of Nations, the international organization formed at the Peace Conference at Versailles in the wake of World War I, recognized the perpetual neutrality of Switzerland on February 13, 1920. This is the birthday of American general and pilot and first test pilot to break the sound barrier, Chuck Yeager, born on February 13, 1923. Also the birthday of American actress Kim Novak, born on February 13, 1933. And American singer, songwriter, bass player, and actor Peter Tork, born on February 13, 1942. And American actress Stockard Channing, born in 1944, and television host, actor, and politician Jerry Springer, also born on this day in 1944. February 13, quite the birthday through the years. On the evening of February 13, 1945, a series of Allied firebombing raids began against the German city of Dresden, reducing the Florence of the Elbe to rubble and flames and killing approximately 25,000 people. And that's all I have for you today. As always, links to my research are included in the show notes. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment in the section below. Share this video with others. And while you're on the internet, check out my other channel, 8 Susquehanna, whose link is in the show notes as well. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. I would like to take a moment to encourage you to like that share button. Okay. So many mistakes. Oh, come on now. My watch just tapped me on the arm, and why? There goes the puppy. There's a good girl. Good girl. I don't know how all that's going to go together, or if it's even going to make it to the video. We'll just see. That's not going to go. Probably cut all that out. That'll all be laying on the cutting room floor. So I'll just do that whole thing over. That might not make it into the video. We'll see. Changing it up.